let's just talk about the details from last night, if you can. Kind of explain to me what happened, where the girls were coming from, and what happened.
Sure. On Saturday evening, our school bus was traveling back from Fairmont. The students were in what's called a conference crossover event there in Fairmont, and they were driving back on I-90 west of Albert Lea. There's a section under construction there where the lanes are passing each other, and our bus did collide with an oncoming driver. State Patrol still investigating the causes of that collision, so there's not much I can say about that. We were very grateful that none of our students were seriously injured, or staff. We're heartbroken for the family of the gentleman who was driving the car, and our thoughts go out to him and his family through this tough time. But we were fortunate that none of our students or staff received serious injury. About half a dozen of our students did get transported to Albert Lea Medical Center for follow-up treatment for minor sprains and some concussion symptoms. They all were treated and released immediately after being seen by the provider there in Albert Lea. So fortunately, there was no further follow-up needed from that evening as far as being admitted to the hospital or anything like that. So that's the incident as of Saturday evening.
You said about a half a dozen. Can you was it 6 or 7? So
Seven.
I know. Okay,
Yeah,
I just want detail. We're detail people,
yep,
so
for sure.
And the bus driver was okay.
The bus driver was unharmed. Yes. He received obviously some bumps from the collision, but he was not injured.
Okay. So I know it's a lot to process for young people, and these girls were about how old?
Well, so we had all 3 of our volleyball levels, which means we had our varsity students, our B squad, which is our version of JV in the Big South here, as well as C squad students. So anywhere from 9th grade up to 12th grade were our students.
How many kids were on the bus?
Just over 30.
Okay. And how many staff?
There were 2 coaches that were on the bus.
Okay. Yeah. And the bus driver.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So because there's no school today, and obviously this is a sport that started before the actual school year started, right? So
right.
What does the process today look like?
Right. So we're actually following up with students and families. We did follow up yesterday to have some communication about the plan for processing and continue to provide emotional and physical support for our students as we need to. There's some meetings taking place today involving students and their families to support with our counseling staff, with some community support staff that we have coming in to make sure our students have the opportunity to process, talk about what they're experiencing and what they're feeling, and then also share some of the thoughts moving forward. You know, a school bus is a very safe place to be. We're fortunate that a school bus is built for safety for students. And so I'm grateful that vehicle was where our students were to minimize any injury that should occur. So we'll be processing with our students today. And then we do have some contests coming up this week that we'll be evaluating later today, our students' physical and mental health to determine what the rest of the week looks like for our team.
So it's entirely possible you might need to cancel just or postpone those games, maybe?
Correct. We may have to postpone some games. Primarily is because we do have, those students who went to the medical center and some others who were treated on the scene and went home. As we're following up on some minor concussion symptoms and students who are feeling emotional yet about the event, we may determine whether that's a good idea to play or not a good idea to play. We'll make the best choice for our students in that regard. Yeah.
Is that something you would let us know, or do you want us to reach back out to you?
You can reach back out to us, or it'll be updated on our website as the game gets canceled, if it were to be canceled. But again, we won't know that till later today when we have a sense to assess what this team is feeling. One thing about having multiple teams on the bus is that, there's probably a variety of responses, and everyone's response is valid. And as everyone processes it through, we'll have to do our best to assess what the overall sentiment of the team is and their families and move forward accordingly.
When is the next game scheduled for?
Tomorrow evening.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. Is there anything else that you want people to know at home?
I think just once again, I'd reiterate how grateful we are to the first responders, those who were on the scene, the Wells Fire Station, to provide us a reunification site for our students as our families were coming to meet their children that evening. We've had overwhelming support from our Musika community as well as our surrounding communities. And we would never want this to happen for our students or our staff. But I feel grateful for the way that it has proceeded, in the sense that we're not dealing with a bigger tragedy than we are.
Absolutely. Well, our thoughts are with you guys today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.